GRE score waiver and optional GRE score submission are two different things which we have been seeing lately on universities' websites, and we'll be discussing what does that mean. They both are completely different. If these exams act just as cutoff parameters, then what are the parameters that are going to put you forth as compared to the huge chunk of people that are going to apply for your same program from across the world? Often, exams which students assume to play an important role in our admit, especially English proficiency exams like IELTS and TOEFL, are just going to act as cutoff parameters for our admissions, and they don't play much important role in getting an admit. Hello everyone, this is Vivek, and for those of you who do not know me, I am a fall 21 prospective student and I am a final year student from Vellore Institute of Technology in Electronics and Communication Engineering. In this video, this is a short video where I'll be discussing on the true weightage of GRE and IELTS in our master's applications and how they are going to truly affect your application and how the pandemic has changed the scenario of these examinations and the procedure. I'll be discussing completely about that. Various professional MS programs do not require GRE and it's not quite mandatory, but that is mandatory for various other general MS programs, that is Master of Science and Master of Applied Science programs. So what happens is GRE is just a curriculum or just a criteria which is used to give you a scholarship, or which is used to make you stand out of the crowd, that out of the all other applicants who are applying. So GRE is not quite mandatory to perform the same action. This can be performed with your various academic activities or research activities that you perform. I have discussed about that in my Waterloo video. The above suggestion card, you can find that out in detail. But what happens is GRE is not mandatory, or the higher scores in GRE is not that useful when you have a better profile, because that makes you stand out of the crowd. So what's the necessity of GRE, right? That's the point of this. So let's go into the second point. Also, this information is quite infamous that various universities in US do not require TOEFL or IELTS for Indian students. Most of us do not know this, and the correct method to check that if it is required or not required is not by opening a website or checking the admissions program, but rather you can mail to your graduate advisor or program advisor or admissions department and ask them specifically if this program requires IELTS. For example, the university which I am studying, that is which I am planning to study, that is University of Colorado Boulder, does not require IELTS for Indian students. So not all universities require IELTS, and the best thing you can do, talk to your advisors and gather information about that. This can save you a lot of bucks, and also the deviation which you're focusing on examinations or reporting scores, that you can focus more on the statement of purpose or various other things where the documents or whatever you are going to arrange, so that you improve your chances of admission rather than focusing on reporting IELTS scores or preparing for IELTS examinations. So that's the point. Next, go on to the next one. Now, this is the main intention of the video. Let's talk about the current scenario of GRE and how the pandemic has changed the score reporting and the procedure of GRE. So basically, GRE has been divided into two different types that we are commonly seeing. Previously, GRE used to be mandatory, but now they have mentioned GRE as it either being waived off, that is you don't require to submit GRE, and the other one is optional GRE, that is if you wish to submit, you can submit. Let's discuss the first one, that is the GRE waiver. What happens in the GRE waiver is you are not required to submit GRE, and even if you submit GRE with the intention that you have a greater score and you want to stand out of the crowd, they will not be considering this. I have gathered this information for a webinar that I have attended during my admission procedure by UT Arlington. So this is quite authentic, you don't need to look it up again. What happens in the GRE waiver, you don't need to submit even if you have greater score, and you don't need to be worried that the people who are scored more GRE than you will get an admit. What happens is the weightage that was previously on GRE has been transferred to various other parameters that you submit, obviously, and the parameters being CGPA, or let it be IELTS a bit, or the statement of purpose, or the letter of recommendation, or your various other academic and research activities. So in this GRE waiver, you don't need to submit, and you don't submit because it's not required. It's just waste of your money for reporting the scores, whatever's going. It's like 2000 rupees you're just wasting for GRE, and that is not mandatory. that is not required. So let's see the point where GRE is optional. GRE is optional where if you have the intention to submit and if you have received a greater score, you can submit your scores, you can go on with that because it will play an important role. If you did not submit your GRE scores, it doesn't affect your application, and the person who has submitted GRE, probably in this case they might have a edge over you, but it doesn't affect your application if you didn't submit GRE. Either be the case if you didn't write the GRE or if you scored GRE and you don't want it to be reported. And in the optional GRE case, what happens is, if you didn't submit GRE, they'll consider your other documents and various other activities, other academic activities, and then consider your application. So need not worry about this case as well. So both are different cases, that is GRE waiver and optional GRE. Check out your applications properly on the websites for your specific program, because every program has different conditions, and carefully note the points and then apply. Don't report unnecessarily, you're just going to lose your bucks, and that's very important for our masters because we are already going to spend huge amount of the fees, tuition fees and living expenses. You don't want to spend again simply on reporting scores that are not even going to be considered. So that's it for this part. Let's go on to the next part. Yes, GRE was waived off, but there were various GRE at home or IELTS at home activities that were still going on. IDP has allowed, and even they started giving students an opportunity to write GRE or IELTS at home. Then why did university start dropping it and not considering it if you are not available? Yes, one condition is obvious, that pandemic has not allowed students to go to the centers and write the examination. So that's the reason, because computer delivered is at home is not available in every area, and that's one of the obvious reason that it waived off. Other reason that this is very important, because there have been various malpractices, and even I received few calls wherein they will be people from other organizations, they just charge you 50,000 60,000 rupees and they write GRE instead of you. There have been various news articles regarding this, and this has been quite hot topic during the pandemic period, and you will be able to see few of the news topics here on the screen, and this is what happens, and this is one of the reason. And later even IELTS electronic from home has been cancelled, and various other things happened, and now center started to open up, and that's one of the reasons why the waiver of GRE was given previously. And that's it. I clearly mentioned what I wanted to mention, and let's go on to the conclusion part of the video. Well, that's it guys. In conclusion, whatever you are going to assume, just don't assume by seeing the generalized documents that are given in the admission profile. Rather, contact your school, contact your program advisor, and then conclude on what documents are required and what examinations are required for your particular profile in the United States or in Canada or any country wherever you are applying. And apart from that, if you like this video, do leave a thumbs up and do subscribe. It encourages me a lot to make some more videos. And if you have a little more time, you can check out my channel. There are tons of videos on masters, and I'll be providing videos on continuous basis. Until then, stay safe, stay informative. This is Vivek signing off. Thank you so much.